the firefighter aesthetic, heart react on the gear. Turn out selfie, smoke stain, skin my hero in my ear. Love the badge, love the edge, love the look of control flame. To the radio crack alive and suddenly I was the one to blame. You love the image when it fit inside your screen. Love the man who looked like duty, not the light behind the scene. Love the mirror glow version, helmet off all rough and brave, but not the interrupted dinners, loud tones, sacrifice and waste. Said the sounds would trigger demons, maybe that was true, I know. But you knew what came with loving me before you told me go. That radio wasn't clutter, wasn't some optional little toy. It was a lifeline, duty line, the part of me you can't destroy. And then you dropped that line with venom when the call pulled me away. Just volunteer stuff. You wanted the heat without the burden. Wanted the symbol, not the cost. Wanted the fireman in the picture, not what gets carried when the helmet's lost. You wanted my body, wanted my backbone. Wanted a promise, wanted a home. Wanted me steady whenever you shook, but kept one hand on the door the whole time you looked. You loved the fireman in the mirror glow, not the radio screaming go. They said let's be civil while loading the truck, like all of that damage was mutual love. Yeah. You asked for deeper intimacy, wanted trust without a scene. Wanted all the safest parts of me that only show in steady dreams. Wanted skin, wanted shelter, wanted somebody strong to lean. While somewhere in the background you were drafting your escaping scene. You said yes to rings and future, let me build it in my head. And later called it all deception when real life replaced the thread. Said somehow I had you fooled like I saw some false ideal. No, you just met me in fragments before the whole thing got too real. You saw me in selected windows every other week intense. You never saw what I cut away behind the scenes to make that sense. Then when life became the daily version, working, stress, and actual strain, you called the full cost version fake because it didn't fit your frame. Books pushed out onto the porch like pieces of me didn't belong. My stuff shoved in the furniture like my presence had been wrong. Little acts of shrinking space until the meaning all was clear. You were stripping down the evidence that I had ever lived near. You wanted reassurance easy, you wanted me calm and over full. But every time love got too concrete, you reached for distance dressed as pull. You wanted my body, wanted my backbone. Wanted a promise, wanted a home. Wanted me steady whenever you shook, but kept one hand on the door the whole time you looked. You loved the fireman in the mirror glow, not the radio screaming golden. Said let's be civil while loading the truck, like all of that damage was mutual love. I held the way we called our life. You slipped away when pressure hit. It's strange how people count the smallest debts to dodge the ones that actually exist. You call this place so calm and beautiful, peaceful, quiet, worth the drive. Then in the next breath, blame me like I dragged you here against your life. Know you agreed to every mile, every room, every plan we drew. You just needed someone else to wear the blame when staying stopped suiting you. And then the nerve, after all that weight I covered on my own. You asked if I would write a lease and let you rent the house alone. And after broken promises, unpaid shares, and every shifting story told, you still reached out like I should hand you keys and thank you for the code. You said I had you fooled, no, you just met me in fragments. We can light and borrow time, not the weight behind what happened. You saw the version I could carry when I cut my own life thin, and blame me when the full cost came in. It didn't fit your script again. You wanted me armor, useful and strong. Wanted the version that could carry you on, but once the smoke cleared and the hard part was through, you needed the fireman, never the man underneath you. You wanted my body, wanted my backbone. Wanted a promise, wanted a home. Wanted me steady whenever you shook, but kept one hand on the door the whole time you looked. You loved the fireman in the mirror glow, not the radio screaming golden. Said let's be civil while loading the truck, like all of that damage was mutual love. You wanted my strength when your whole world buckled. Wanted my calm when your hands came undone. Wanted the house, wanted the shelter, wanted the version of me built to run. But once it got real past the curated moments, past all the future talk, you let me believe. You rewrote the wreck like I was the liar, then had the nerve to ask me for peace. And after all of that, you had the audacity to say, I hope we can still be civil.